各位同事，咁咧。
All right, members. I call to order this meeting, the panel on Information Technology and Broadcasting 2012 and 2013. I'll proceed with election of chairman. According to Rules of Procedure, Rule 77, bracket 6, a member who is chairman or deputy chairman of a government advisory body in respect of matters which a panel considers to be directly related to the terms of reference, he shall not be the chairman or deputy chairman of the panel. Bracket 7 of the Rules of Procedure stipulates that the member shall not be chairman or deputy chairman of more than one panel at the same time. So, nominations. A nomination should be made by a member verbally and seconded by another member verbally in order for the nomination to become valid. Nominations, Ms. Emily Lau. I nominate Mr. Charles Mock. Ms. Emily Lau nominates Mr. Charles Mock. Any seconder? Ms. Claudia Moe seconds. I need to ask Mr. Charles Mock, do you accept the nomination? Yes. All right, a valid nomination. Any other nominations? Mr. Chan Chi-chun, I nominate Mr. Raymond Wong. Mr. Chan Chi-chun nominates Mr. Raymond Wong. Any seconder? Mrs. Regina Yip seconds. So far, well, I don't see Mr. Raymond Wong here. So, Mr. Raymond Chan, Mr. Chan Chi-chun, I need to ask you, you have asked Mr. Raymond Wong and he accepts the nomination, is that right? Yes. So, Mr. Raymond Wong indicates through Mr. Raymond Chan that he accepts the nomination. So this is another valid nomination. Any other nomination for chairman? Mr. Paul Chair. Chairman, point of elucidation. Mr. Raymond Wong has yet to formally taken the oath, and ever since Wednesday, he has made a number of remarks. He said that he would continue to play tricks. So if the oath remains invalid, what would happen? And he indicates through Mr. Raymond Chan that he accepts the nomination. Will he also indicate that he is willing to abide by the rules in relation to the taking of oaths? Now, I asked Mr. Raymond Chan just now, and he indicates through Mr. Raymond Chan that he accepts the nomination. So it is a valid nomination. So does it mean that my question doesn't have to be answered? Please pause here. The Secretariat has done some research. I'll just pause here. Please bear with me. It's new to me. Chairman is just a matter of canvassing votes. He's asking members not to vote for Mr. Yuk-man.
OK，
Okay, this is a research done by the legal advisor. Please bear in mind that this is the legal advice given by the legal advisor of the Legislative Council. It says here, before formally taking the oath, it's all right for Mr. Yuk-man to be present at panel meetings, but he should bear in mind first, he mustn't speak and he mustn't take part in any voting of chairman and deputy chairman and any other related or any decision in this regard. But according to 22F of the House Rules, if a member nominated as chairman or deputy chairman is absent, he is required to indicate his acceptance of the nomination. So he can still indicate his acceptance of nomination as chairman. So this is the legal advice of the legal advisor, and I believe that this is a valid nomination. Chairman, I think that it's still unclear. My question is not about whether he can accept the nomination. My question is, he said in open that he will continue to play tricks when he takes the oath tomorrow. So my question is whether we should defer this nomination till after tomorrow, or we will face queries. Well, I reiterate, this is a nomination. This is a valid nomination. As for his remarks or your views on his remarks, this is for your consideration whether you will support him. But for me, I've accepted the nomination as a valid one, and as chairman, I cannot postpone the election of chairman based on some remarks made by him or based on Mr. Paul Chair's views. I don't think it's appropriate. Two members have raised their hands, Mr. Leung Kwok Hong and Mr. Ronnie Tong. It's very clear here that Mr. Wong Yuk-man can be a candidate. He will be responsible for his own remarks. So this is the first point. The second point, even if Mr. Wong Yuk-man says he will continue to play tricks, has he said that he will fail for sure? So what's all the talk about? Mr. Paul Chair has spoken, and in fact what he was trying to say is to ask members not to vote for him. Mr. Ronnie Tong. I understand that according to the law, a member who plays tricks will not be forbidden from taking part in this election. It only says that he must take a valid oath. Now, in fact, Chairman, you have made a ruling concerning the validity of the nomination. Your the legality of your decision will not be affected whether his nomination is valid or not. So it's not up. It's not for our discussion anyway. Secretariat, would you like to give your views as well? I'll continue to chair the meeting. Any other views from members? Let me briefly explain to Mr. Ronnie Tong. Why I've continued to seek views from members in this matter. If I made a wrongful decision or a wrongful ruling, in order to play on the safe side, because we have time, I'd like to hear the views from members. Ms. Claudia Mo. I think it's really a waste of time for us to discuss about something that has yet to happen. I think it's a waste of time. Okay, so we have two valid nominations. Any third nomination for chairman? If not, then I'll end the nomination here. The voting will be conducted by secret balloting. The staff will distribute ballot papers to members, as well as a chop bearing a tick, including myself. So, you can see number 1 is Mr. Charles Mock, Mr. Charles Peter Mock, and number 2, Mr. Wong Yuk-man. So please put a tick with a chop beside either number 1 or number 2. As this is a secret balloting, please do not show your ballot paper to anyone. and you can simply fold the ballot paper. You don't have to fold it repeatedly.
得我知。或者秘書咧要確保咧係我哋呢個委員會嘅委員咧先至。
Now, the Secretariat will ensure that only panel members are eligible to vote. Mr. Yip Kwok Him, you're not a panel member, right? Okay. I will ask the staff member to make sure that.
好嗱，我再問多次，係咪所有人
Okay, let me ask once again. Has everyone got a ballot paper? Okay, we'll proceed to voting. You may vote now. You've affixed the chop, is that right? Is she a member? Ms. Emily Lau, have you got the ballot paper? Yes? Okay. All right. Voting is now closed. Staff members must not distribute ballot papers. They will collect ballot papers. Please put the ballot papers in the ballot box. You must do it personally. You must do it by yourself.
OK。好啦，嗱，仲有冇人
All right. Other members who haven't inserted their ballot papers into the box? No? So can I now invite Mr. Raymond Chan and Ms. Emily Lau to come out to monitor or observe the counting of votes. Number 1. Number 2. 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 This is a blank vote. Number 2. Number 2.
2號
Number 2. Number 1. Number 2. Number 1. Number 1. Number 1. Number 1. Number 1.
我數數。
3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、11、2號。1、2、3、4、7條。
好，咁而家咧就
So, number 1, Mr. Charles Mock, 7 votes. Number 2, Mr. Raymond Wong, 11 votes. And then there's one invalid vote. So Mr. Raymond Wong has been elected chairman of the panel. But then Mr. Raymond Wong is absent. I've asked the secretariat, and they've advised me that I will continue to chair the meeting for the election of the deputy chairman. So can I now invite nominations, please? I need verbal nominations, and also I need seconders.
Sorry.
Yes, Mr. Low. I would like to nominate Miss Elizabeth Quat. All right. Mr. Wong Ting Kwang seconds. Is Miss Quat present? Yes. Do you accept the nomination? Yes. So this is a valid nomination. Any other nominations for the deputy chairmanship? Mr. Sin Chong Kai, I nominate Mr. Charles Mock. Any seconders? Miss Claudia Mo? All right. Mr. Charles Mock, do you accept the nomination? Yes. So again, this is a valid nomination. Any other nominations for the deputy chairmanship?
問多次，仲有冇副主？
Let me ask this question again. Any other nominations? No? Then we have 2 candidates for the post of deputy chairman. And again, we need members to cast their votes by secret ballot. Can I ask our staff to distribute ballot papers and chops with a tick to all members? So number 1 is Miss Elizabeth Quat. Number 2 is Mr. Charles Mock. So please affix the chop against the number that you want to choose.
知道。咁提醒大家啦，
Just to remind members that as this is voting by secret ballot, please do not let others see your choice. And There's no need to fold the ballot paper, but do make sure that others cannot see the votes you've cast.
睇呢個交翻嘢睇。
好，嗱，我宣布咧。
So, the voting procedure has come to an end. Our staff can no longer distribute ballot papers to members, and we'll collect the ballot papers. Please put the ballot paper into the ballot box yourself, and please do not leave your seats.
「放大咗個瞳孔咧，真係覺得阿馬逢國同阿盧偉國差唔多樣。
Because I went to see an eye specialist, the pupil was dilated, and I think now Mr. Ma Fong Kwok and Mr. Lo Wai Kwok look pretty much the same. 佢話要幾個鐘頭先至冇咁蒙啊。OK， 如果大家都將啲選票 Right, so you've all put your ballot papers into the ballot box. So voting has come to a close. Can I now invite Mr. Lo Wai Kwok and Mr. Sin Chung Kai to come forward to observe and monitor the counting of votes?
好。
1號
Number 1,
2號
Number 2,
1號
Number 1,
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 2號
Number 2,
2號
Number 2,
1號
Number 1,
2號
Number 2,
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 我數一次。
再數多次先。
好啊。1、2、9，2號9張啊。10張。
好，有咗結果啦。
So, number 1, Miss Elizabeth Quat, 10 votes. Number 2, Mr. Charles Mock, 9 votes. No invalid votes. So, Miss Elizabeth Quat is elected Deputy Chairman of the panel. So, I now hand over to Miss Quat to continue to chair the meeting.
首先多謝大家嘅支持。
So thank you for your support. I believe you've already got the agenda before you. Next item on the agenda, schedule of meetings for 2012-2013 session. The Secretariat has proposed a schedule of meetings for us. Any comments, Mr. Abachan? Yes, I understand that we do have regular meetings on a monthly basis. But then concerning the DBC issue, yes, we're going to deal with that later. So can we have an urgent meeting to deal with this matter? Yes, of course, we need to have regular meetings, but at the same time, I think we need to convene a meeting urgently to discuss DBC. Because Mr. Raymond Wong, the chairman, is absent, the Secretariat will ask the chairman whether a date can be fixed in the near future to discuss DBC. But then concerning the schedule of meetings proposed, now because the 11th of February is Lunar New Year holiday, the Secretary has proposed to reschedule the meeting to 4th of February. Any comments? So 4th of February, and then 8th of April, there will be a special meeting of the Finance Committee. And so the Secretary has proposed to reschedule the meeting to the 5th of April, 8:30 a.m. Any objection? All right, if there is no objection from members, then so be it. So our regular meeting will be held on the second Monday of each month at 2:30 p.m. So the regular meeting in November will deal with the following issues: Capital Works Reserve Fund Head 710, Computerization Subhead A007GX Block Allocation, New Administrative Computer Systems. And that's, in fact, item 1 on the list of suggested items to be considered. And the second item to be discussed, proposed creation of a new permanent post of Chief Regulatory Affairs Manager D1 under the Office of the Communications Authority. That's item 2 on the list of issues suggested to be considered. And then third item, license fee reductions for unified carrier licenses, public radio communications service licenses, and services-based operator licenses issued under the Telecommunications Ordinance. And that's item 3 on the list of issues to be considered. And then Ms. Emily Lau, in fact, wrote a letter to the Secretary on the 15th of October. She wanted to discuss the DBC issue and the progress concerning the issuing of free TV licenses. Ms. Lau's letter has been tabled for members' reference. So, Ms. Claudia Mo.
I agree with Ms. Emily Lau's suggestion. She has proposed 2 items. First about DBC and second about local terrestrial free TV license. The DBC, the first item, is of utmost urgency. If we have a meeting 3 weeks later, it will be too late. I asked for an earlier meeting to discuss this item. Well, in fact, we all received the papers. In fact, tomorrow, on the 17th, there will be an oral question at the council meeting raised by Mr. Charles Mock on the free terrestrial TV local TV license. And there is also another written question about the DBC. So this question will be discussed at tomorrow's council meeting. No, I don't agree. I'm sorry. Because tomorrow we will only hear about the administration's official reply. We have heard the reply again and again, but I ask for discussion at this panel meeting with the participation of stakeholders, including the relevant staff of DBC. The Secretariat will discuss with the administration and see what items to be included in the regular meetings, including the item raised by Ms. Emily Lau. about the item raised just now, we'll try to find a suitable time for discussion as soon as possible. Ms. Sit Ho. I recall that last time the ATV had an incident in which Mr. Leung resigned because of wrongful broadcast of Mr. Jiang Zemin's death. And we had a meeting and we invited the relevant parties for our questioning, and I'd like to invite the relevant people to come and discuss about this issue. And I hope that the Communications Authority and also the teller will also send representatives to take our questions. All right, we'll discuss with the Secretary as soon as possible. Ms. Emily Lau, yes, I've issued this letter. I ask for a meeting as early as possible. I also request that all relevant parties be invited. So if the Secretary can tell us when in November can we have a meeting, then it's the best. But yes, but the Secretariat has to consult the Chairman as well. So we'll do that as soon as possible. Mr. Charles Moore. Ms. Emily Lau talks about DBC, but tomorrow I will be asking a question about the local free TV license. Ms. Emily Lau also mentioned, in fact, the TV license. Mr. Paul Chair. Well, I agree that for issues of public interest, we should discuss it as soon as possible. But let's be clear that we have a temporary injunction order in place at the moment. If you invite the DBC directors to come to our meeting, will they be liable? Let's get the liability issues clear first. Sorry, the speaker's not coming through. Sorry, let me repeat. Madam Chair, may I supplement? Well, we are going to invite the relevant stakeholders, and we will also take on board members' views and discuss with with Chairman, Mr. Ronnie Tong. As I understand, the injunction order is only against Mr. Albert Chang and also another member of the board, and it's only confined to some remarks made during the Board of Directors meeting. And if they are invited, of course it will be subject to the injunction order, but other directors are not subject to any court orders. They're not restricted from answering members' questions. All right, thank you, members, for your views. Items for discussions at the next meeting. Any other views from members? If there are other proposed items, please inform the Secretariat as soon as possible in writing. Any other business, Mr. Charles Mock? Can I raise an AOB for Chairman's consideration? I have 2 points. First, about the communication or the broadcasting ordinance concerning the merging of the broadcasting and the telecommunications authority, and also for about human resources. I'd like to have a report on that. Ms. Claudia Moe. I hope that within the coming 6 months we can talk about RTHK. The government says that RTHK is a public broadcaster, but according to international conventions, the public broadcaster should not be a government department. So what is going on with RTHK? There is an advisory body on top of RTHK. I'd like to know what is going on. Please put it on record. Yes, we can continue to have a discussion on RTHK. Any other items? I'd also like to talk about the application of green technology. Okay, if there's no other business, then the meeting's adjourned. Thank you.